Hello guys, welcome to the 5th episode of our journey of Laravel-12 series Subviews. Now let's dive into the world of including subviews in Laravel Blade templates. Think of subviews as pre-built code snippets you can insert into your main templates, just like building blocks. Let's discuss few directives to help you effectively manage subviews. And here we have got Visual Studio Code as our code editor, and if you need to learn more about VS Code, you can watch our VS series and find the link in the description below. Moreover, we have also created a project with the name Subviews. Let me resize the sidebar with the name Subviews, and you can name it as per your preference. Let me show you the entry point of our project. Let me open web.php. This is going to be the entry point of this application that's going to return welcome.php, and let's make this say hello world. Hit save. That should save it, and let me bring up a terminal and let's serve the application with the command php artisan serve. And now let's open this link with the controller command left click in our favorite browser, which is Chrome. So that returns you hello world. First of all, we'll discuss @include directive. This is the workhorse for including subviews. It simply inserts the content of another bullet template file into your main template. So before we move on, let me resize the browser as well as the editor, and let me collapse the sidebar as well. And I don't think we need terminal for now. Let's close that as well. So before we move on, let's modify our welcome.blade.php. So here I'm gonna add HTML templates, and make sure that you have already installed the extensions that we discussed in our first episode. Hit save, and then let's add in here @include directive. And that needs a parameter within quotes, say components dot header. This represents the folder in resources in views folder, and this header represents header.blade.php. We'll create it in a little bit. Now here this whole expression inserts the header subview content in the main template. Let's save the file. And now let's create header view. Let me bring up our terminal, and let's bring up another terminal, and let's maximize the terminal, and let's find the command here, say make view, and let's make some changes here, say that returned us something else, say view, and let's make some changes here. I'm gonna make this say components.index. So let's fix that as well. Components php artisan make view components.index. This components represents the folder that this command is gonna create, and this index represents the name of the view. That's going to be index.blade.php. Hit enter, and that successfully created the index.blade.php in components in views in resource folder. Let's open this file by clicking with the hotkey controller command left click, and let's close the terminal for now, and let's add a code for the component. Say I'm gonna add in here header tag, and within header tag I'm gonna add h1 tag. Let's make this my app store. Go to the next row, and I'm gonna add in here nav tag. Go to the next row, I'm gonna add here anchor tag, and let's make it home, and the content would be say home. Let's make a copy of it. The second link would be say about. Make some change here as well, and the third link would be say contact. Let's make this contact. Hit save, and make sure everything looks perfect. Now if you come in here and browse again to the home page, that returns some error. Welcome.blade.php components, we made it header, whereas that should be, we made an index. By the way, that should be header. HEADER. Hit enter and let's browse it again, and that returns my app store, home, about, contact. And notice that we did not add this whole HTML tags in our welcome.blade.php, whereas we did that in our header.blade.php, and we included this header.blade.php inside our welcome.blade.php. Secondly, if you're not sure a subview exists, @includeIf comes to the rescue. It checks if the specified subview file exists before including it. Let me give an example. I'm gonna comment this line out. Let's get back in here again and let's type in here @includeIf. Within quotes, I'm gonna add components.sidebar. Hit save. This whole expression means that if sidebar.blade.php exists, it gets included, otherwise Blade skips that line. So if we come back in here to the browser and browse it again, we do not get anything. Otherwise, if we come in here and make a copy of it, and let's make this one say sidebar.blade.php, and let's make it sidebar. Hit save. Now it's gonna return the sidebar because now it finds it. Let me close or collapse this sidebar now and get back to welcome.blade.php. After that, if you need to conditionally include a subview, @includeWhen lets you do that. It takes a condition and the subview path. If the condition evaluates to true, the subview is included. Let me give an example. Say I'm gonna comment this line out, and let's add in here our @php directive, and let's specify here a new variable, say is logged in. That's gonna be equal to, say, true for now, followed by semicolon. And after that, I'm gonna add directive here, say @includeWhen, and first parameter here would be, say, $is logged in. That's gonna check that if this variable is true, then it's gonna include, say, I'm gonna copy the code from here and paste that right in here, followed by semicolon. Hit save. Now if we come to the browser and browse it again, we get an error. Undefined constant is logged in @php, and @true is logged in equals to true is logged in. Let me see the error. Undefined constant true. Sorry, that should be true. Hit save and browse it again. We get sidebar with the semicolon. We do not need the semicolon here. Let's browse again. That should remove the semicolon. And if the is logged in is, say, false, hit save. We do not get anything. So this whole expression means that if is logged in is true, which is in this case false, the header.blade.php subview will not be included. Next, if you want to go otherwise, you can use @includeUnless. It includes a subview only if the provided condition evaluates to false, which is in this case is false. So you can make a copy of it. I'm gonna comment this line out. You can replace includeWhen with includeUnless. Hit enter, and then I'm gonna cut these parentheses for now. Hit save, and if you go to the browser, hit enter, and you get the same result, because it always works if the condition returns false, or otherwise if it's true, hit save. We will not get anything returned. Let's make this true again. Hit save. Now finally, you would like to know, say, if you imagine that you have multiple subviews with similar functionality but with slight variations for different themes, includeFirst lets you try including multiple subview paths one after the other until it finds one that exists. Let me give you an example for that. Say I'm gonna copy this line and let's come into this whole code block out, and after that I'm gonna paste that in. Let's make this one say include first, and let's cut everything from here, and let's make this say you will need to pass in here an array of views. Say the first one would be admin.header, which is in this case we do not have it, and the second one would be say components that we do have. Hit save, and now let's see what we get. Now if I hit enter, undefined constants, this whole expression should be enclosed within quotes. Hit save, and now if you browse again, you get the header. So these Subview inclusion directives offer flexibility when building your Laravel-12 Blade templates. They help you manage reusable components, handle conditional inclusions, and even provide fallback options. By effectively using them, you can create well-structured and maintainable pages for your e-commerce applications. And that ends the episode here. Moreover, if you have any question, you just feel free to comment below. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.